Oh, mine's not. Good morning, everybody. How are we? Are we good? I'm late for a very important date. Let me just get you all up on here, and then I can say good morning. Happy Easter. Are you well? Have you eaten lots of Easter eggs? You know, there is no age limit on Easter eggs. It's not just for the young. It's not for the little ones. It's for grown-ups too. So I hope you've had a chance to indulge. And I don't really see why it should just be today. It could have been yesterday. Who knows? You could have done it any day. Good morning, Yvonne Chapman. Good morning, Sue. Oh, just did the hair thing with the glasses. Ouch. Good morning, Denise, Louise, Donna. Hello, happy Easter. I would be lying if I hadn't have seen the Easter Bunny. However, I could have seen the Easter Bunny and 50 of his friends out there this morning. There's a few bunnies around, so there's been a lot of jokes about bunnies and Easter bunnies in the last few days. Good morning, Gidget. Good morning, Glenda. Floria, happy Easter. I bet you've got a busy day planned ahead with family. Wendy, good morning. So, it is Easter, and it's also the last day of the month. So we're going to sneak in our April calendar show this morning and talk about our project from our calendar, and I'm hoping that there's a few little bits and tricks in there that you might like, even if you're not working through the calendar with us. So we'll have a look at that. Happy Easter, Anne. Hello, Val. Good morning, Del. How are you? Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. And I'd like to run through, though, first of all, of course, a few little extra bits and pieces. Now, today's show I'll upload onto YouTube later on today. So if you're watching us on YouTube, welcome, thank you very much. And yeah, and then if you don't want to have to troll through my mugshot on every Facebook post down the track, you can always go to the YouTube channel, and there is a 2024 calendar section in there for you. So anyway, what I wanted to say first of all, Karen Calver, come on down. Good morning, Francis. What I wanted to say to you, first of all, do you like the new set? You can't tell, can you? We've actually moved. We've moved 90 degrees. We used to be on that wall, but Rob moved us around yesterday, so we're actually in a different position. And when you do come and visit, even when you do, or when I give you a little tour when we're open, I'll show you what I mean. But we've actually moved so that, oh look, it's a long story, but this works better. You know how you've got to move into a house sometimes to work out where all the furniture goes? Same happens with a big fat shed. You think you know what's going to work best, and a year down the track you realise, no, we need to move it round. So we're actually in a new position, so we're hoping everything works and is okay. It looks good, Rob. It is. You've done a great job. It took a long time to get it all working. You'd think it would be easy to do that, but this is actually a lot better. As well, Cindy, good morning. It's 17 degrees in Yeovil this morning. If you don't know, get on maps and have a look where Cindy is. It is literally, I'm not going to call it outback, but it is full-on country, New South Wales. What is it? It's halfway between Orange and Dubbo, isn't it, Cindy? I think that's right, yes. Good morning, Yvonne. Jimmy, hello to you in Tassie. Cecily, good morning. Kathy Ahern, I am heading out for breakfast. Ah, nice. She's heading out for breakfast. We're having our Easter kind of celebration tomorrow. Yolanda, welcome. Good evening to you in Holland. Nancy, good morning. Rose, good morning. Danielle, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Hello, Sue in California. Which watch? Pincushion? Don't know. Oh, no, thank you. I need to get onto it. Sue, as always, yes, the postage is double because we've got to get it from us to you in California. And no, I can't because it's got EPP templates in it. Rob, please, down under Midnight Melba, hanging on the wall. There are tubs on the floor with the new pincushion sample and one kit, please, in it. Ah, I got it right. Rosemary Wheeler, happy Easter to you as well. Chris Otto's here. Karen's here. Lorraine's here. Rita's here. Hello. So, thank you very much for reminding me those, Sue. Thanks. These are open because Rob's got to print the pattern card for me to put in them today. Must be today. Got to be today. So I'll show everyone these in a minute. So today, knitting is in session. All right, we're going to do April and some fabric, just a little bit of a teaser fabrics, and show you the pin cushion, and then you need to get out there and find all those Easter eggs the Easter Bunny hid in the garden for you this morning. Today at Chandlers Cottage, it is vegetable garden, I don't know, there's a list. I won't bore you with the list. It's a long list. All right, so let me put this aside for a minute. Let me show you this first. So I finished off, so you know our little star flower drawstring bag. Now I actually posted this on Facebook and said the new purse version would be up the next day. It didn't happen because I had to change, it's a long story, but it will get done probably today or tomorrow, and then I'll post it up. So if you missed out on the first round of the drawstring bag with this little star flower pattern on it, there are more coming. The next one's just as cute as the, that's not a very good shot. Let me sit it on top of this fabric though. Let's do that. Yeah. There you are. So now I have taken that little star flower pattern that was looking all gorgeous and pretty and subtle and understated on taups and pinks, is now in a little bit of Jason Yentor. You will have about 21 different fabrics, little pieces to play with to make up your star flower, and they're all in this little pack. They're all squished in there. Can you see what I've done? Do you see what I did? As a limited edition kit, I cut up one of those gorgeous fabric rolls of Jason's. Now, I know, very naughty, but didn't that make my life easy to give you a multicoloured star flower? So that's that. And then I've actually done the kit this time with the crushed walnut shells with it, because I think they work really well. So the amount of walnut shells here is exactly what I've put into mine. You've also got your batting, everything's there. Your batting, and then you've got your 2 pieces of denim, and then you've got your star flower things. Robbie, can you check this pin cushions under calendar, please? That I've tagged it. I think I have. And you can see all your little pieces in there. Now, star flower templates are also available on their own. And probably if you go to the shop and go into the bit that says new to Chandlers Cottage, that's going to be a good place to find that and anything else that's new, because oh no, don't seal it yet. I've got to put the picture in. What happens there, it's a little app that we've got, and every time that we upload something new, it goes to the top of the list under what's new on the website. So that way they're in order of how they were added in. It will backfire on us. It backfires on it sometimes because I can upload things 2-3 months before they arrive and leave them offline, and then put them up when they come if I'm really ready. But it won't be too far down and you'll find it. But Rob's going to tag it for you now as well and just check. Found it? Pin cushion. Put in pin cushion. Found it? He's not talking to me. He's giving me the look. He's on it. All right. Now the other things just quickly that were in new this week. First of all, this one, it went so fast. I didn't even get to make a new Easter basket or bag or anything with it. So I got some more. And I don't know, I think I nearly had the last bolt. So there is more of that beautiful fern forest floor print from Jason now in.
It's under calendar.
Sorry?
It's under calendar.
Great. And can you check this one too, Rob? Because this was a restock. If you put in Hell's... Here, do you want me to give you the bolt? I'll just give you the bolt, Richie. Thanks, sweetheart. And I've done the other ones. Also, what you've got this week, and I haven't popped it on Facebook or anything yet, but we did last time, if you remember, our Look At Me bag with the limited edition gum leaf design on it. So I finished the bag. So thank you to everyone that ordered one in faith that it would look all right when it's finished. So I took the photos yesterday. Cass will have those. She'll whack that photo in for me and get it all finished, and they will go out on Tuesday for you. So that's the front. And this is the little limited edition bit with the seed pods that is come from my personal stash. So that's done, and then that's the back. So this kit has everything. Sorry? Yeah, you said thanks. So put that there. So this kit's got everything that you need except for the batting. So I'm going to just show you what's in here. So we've got a metre of zip and 3 pulls, because you need 1 on the front and 2 on the back. Here's your little piece of seed pods. Do you know what? There is 1 piece missing from here. I do need to add 1 more. I think they're sitting in a pile on the bench to add in last. So you've got all your fabrics in there, your black for your background, and the one little piece that's not here in this little pile is this little grey Toscana that I used for the seed pods. So it's sitting over there, and I will pop that in. You've also got you've got Velisafix to use to do your paper backed adhesive for these on here. So I'm going to pop this in this bag, and then now, technically speaking, I won't lose it. However, we have got something AWOL this morning that I think is sitting in a bag somewhere. So I'm going to pop that up there. Now we've also got Margaret and my version of the original here. And so this is the same bag, but instead of the gum leaf applique, you've got your beautiful little embroidered panel kit that's come straight from Margaret. So that's it. Oh, hang on, I'm going to lift that camera just a little bit. There we go. So you've got that little kit in there. You've got all of your threads and everything in, and you can see it's pre-printed onto the panel, so you can just sit down and go. So this kit, when you have a look at them both on the website, this kit is more than that one because you've got this beautiful kit in here. So that's a little bit more because it's not just a piece of fabric, it's a beautiful piece of pre-printed linen and all of the threads that go with it. So I'm going to pop that back up in there. And then just quickly while we're on this wall, this is the Out and About bag. Now I've also promised to get this up as a pattern on the website, and I've got the instructions from Steve now on how to upload digital patterns on the website, and he's empowering me with all this information and tricks that he usually does. So I'm going to pop this up this week. In the meantime, if you're a member of A Quilter's Life, the pattern for this bag is already up, and I put up yesterday just the final look, everything for this final look and how this works with the applique design. So in this club, I'll put the pattern up for sale. Pattern will be $12.50, but it's also part of a $10 a month membership in A Quilter's Life. And this little pattern here is exclusive just to A Quilter's Life members. So a month alone is going to give you this pattern at a much better price. aquilterslife.podia.com, but there's a heap of other heaps of stuff in there that you might like to use, and the girls in the club know they're now just waiting for the final one, which is the version with the butterflies from Madame Butterfly that's going in there. The kit for that I will also get up for you today or tomorrow, if you are in the club and you want that exact kit with those same fabrics with the cork and the batik and everything in it. So I'll do that for you. All right, and I grabbed out too, also if you're in the club, just cast your mind back, because the inspiration for this came from this quilt, which I did a while ago, but scroll down through AQL Makes, and we made the quilt in 5 days together. So if you want to go back and have a look, this has got the same sort of techniques, a whole heap of them, in different combinations as what we did for the applique leaves. So if you're in there or you join up, you can go through and have a look at that. And finally, the other one that takes in that technique, and I've been asked, I have been asked a lot, which is lovely, to do this bag as an online course. So we might be able to do that in a little side of A Quilter's Life. And so this is it with all different types of leaves. And this one's got felt, let me just move this, in here as well. So you can see we've got cork and felt and a whole heap of different things going on in there. What's that noise, Rob? Is that you? Was it a high squeak? Was it a bird or you? I think it's you. So that's, yeah, you can see that? Lots of different ones in there. Okay. Alright, so I'll pop this back up. And then we are good. So just a few new fabrics this morning. There's an absolute deluge of them coming in. So, and I need them. I want them here so it all looks exciting when we open. So hopefully they'll be here in the next week or two. Will I share them with you? I'm not sure. It's going to be a point where you might come and visit. I go, don't touch anything, because everything's going to be like kind of folded and neat and tidy. So you'll just have to excuse me. If you do come and visit, you'll just have to, you know, Leesa, we need to play with the fabric. Please let us play with the fabric. And then I can come in and I can play with the fabric later when you've gone. Isn't that a terrible thing to say? But it is true. All right, so these ones are also new. Anyone that's worked in a shop will know what I mean. And it's been such a long time because it's, what, since, what are we talking? 2020? 2020. It would be, yes. Just 2 seconds for me. I've got something going on. It's Rob's walked away from his earphones and so his phone's feedbacking. All right, so this one is beautiful, and this is a new Jason mentor, and well, new to us, and this is called A Year of Art. So this is following the same layout, if you like, as this one here. So we've got 4 beautiful borders. They're all the same, and they go up. See that? From there, that's the fold down that end. From there to there is 10.5. So you've got 4 10.5. See, and they go right across the bolt. So with these, you've got lots of different options of what you can do with them, as we talked about last time, or when we talked about it. Yeah, it was last time, wasn't it? There we go. I do love it. I'm very happy now. I get a bit, and it is bright and it is vibrant. I really like the idea of making our Easter basket, and this as well. Where is our Easter basket? Over here. So this was well, not last month, it's still March. This was the March project, and so if I pop that down there for you, yeah, yes, that would look amazing. But again, you know what we talked about last time, you know, you can do anything with these. And if you don't want to do a bag, you could do a quilt because you've got 4 borders all the same. So it's just a lovely thing, and you just cut it up. Use it as a panel. The little panel on a bag as well would really look cute. Now, you can just see over here on the side, just a little bit of a sneak in. This is 903 Gelato. I got a new bolt of this in because, well, I couldn't live without it, and it's one of our more popular ones. But oh, look at that! It's a perfect match. It runs through all of the colours, and this is the weird thing. Not the same company, completely different, but pink, reddy pink, orange, yolk, and yellow. They all match in. So they are a wonderful little combo. If I was doing Perfect Partners, or Anne and the guys in the UK, if I was doing Half Meter Heavens, like Natasha does, then this would be perfect, absolutely perfect. Good morning, Shirley and Susan. We will see you soon. Diane's like, I do not need new fabric. I do not need new fabric. Yeah, Sue, it is. Did I actually get to that point? Tomorrow we are having the celebration. Oh, because I mentioned it on A Quilter's Life, didn't I? Tomorrow we're doing our Easter celebration in combo, because tomorrow, he's not in here now, is Rob's birthday. He is the 1st of April. So it doesn't always fall on Easter, of course, and he got pretty close to Easter Sunday, but it's not. So tomorrow we have the happy birthday, happy Easter, happy everything morning. So that's, yeah, that's tomorrow. For breakfast though, we do brekkie. Brekkie? So Aussie, isn't it, to say brekkie? We're doing breakfast tomorrow morning. And I'm looking forward to it because there's a lot of kind of seasonal yummy home produce and preserves and things that I've been making. Homemade tomato sauce and chutney, and there's homegrown tomatoes to slow roast and serve with gremolita and cornbread and all those sorts of things. All right, now these other two, and Carol Newton, even when you are watching, please note, I'm sorry, I didn't sort of team up. Carol asked me to match up some coordinates, which we do often for people on request, to go with her piece of this. And I did not realize that these were coming in. So these go just beautifully with this fabric, and you're going to go, really? But it's a highlight thing. So if I put these over, and this is what Jason intended, of course, if I lay this over here, you can see it picks up this purpley bluey colour that's in here. And then if I fold it over further to there, you can also see that it oh, you can't, sorry, it picks up the blue. So these are some of Jason's digital prints as well, just stunning. I've marked them under today's, and also see the subtle kaleidoscope design here. Here it is here as well, and that is just a key thing for you, that you know that he intended, the designer intended them to go together. All right, now so what we're going to do now is go through and have a look at today's project. And I'm totally distracted by something for a minute. Just give me 2 seconds. I've got to fix it. Right. Fixed it. I just had a light shining in my eye from the other side of the room, and I had to go and fix it. Okay, so today we're going to do this one. This is our April project, and what I wanted to do in April was something Australian because of Anzac Day. And if you have a look at Australian and New Zealand Army Corps, sorry, for anyone that's not an Aussie, a New Zealander, or an Englishman, Englishwoman, Australian New Zealand Army Corps, and that's on the 25th of April. So it's like a celebration, a remembrance, an honour. It's a big day here. So I wanted to do something Australian in this month, and I also have reflected that in the recipe for this month. So we are doing Down Under biscuits, and they are, if you like, a takeoff. I don't want to call it a takeoff. I've messed with the Anzac biscuit just a little bit, and they have got Budrum ginger and Bundaberg rum in them. So they are a fave, and I will admit I'm probably going to make them to have permanently here on our little menu if you decide to book a sip and is it a sip and sew? I think we're going to call it a sip and sew session here, which we'll have a few of those coming up. But they are a lovely little biscuit, so that's also in this month. So this is our little calendar project here. So you can see the biscuits up there in the background in the little bowl, and we've got this little journal that I've got here with me to make. Book covers are a fantastic thing. They just personalize everything that you have on your desk, in your sewing room, to give as presents. They can be diaries for people for the next year. They can just be notebooks. They can into the calendar that you need to cover this particular A4 book, but it's a standard A4 size. One thing I'm going to say, please make sure, no, I'm talking at you down the camera and I've got the wrong one on, sorry. The main thing that you need to watch when making this is that you use a hard cover, and they will always fit better if you use a hard cover book that's got a solid spine on it, not a spiral or a wire spine. And it messes with your dimensions quite a lot, and it's very hard to estimate the width to leave on the cover, or to give to on the cover to that actual spine. So I always find you'll get a much nicer snug fit if you use one of these. Now I've got the kit up for this, and we'll also have just the pattern if you want to grab the pattern just for the book cover for the A4. But you know what I'm going to say to you, it's always just better to buy the whole calendar, because if you bought every single pattern individually, it would work out to about 300, no, that's not right, maths is out this morning, $250. Yeah, about there. If you buy the calendar, it's $39.95, including the 12 recipes as well. So even though we're down to the 4th one already for the month, it's still better value just to buy the calendar, and you don't have to use the calendar all year. And what I've said to people is it's always nice to keep it and use it as your birthday book. So you've got all of your patterns and everything, but you've got everyone's birthdays marked in there as well, like Robert's tomorrow. All right, Easter basket, journal. Instructions are in here. This one has got ruching, and we talked about ruching last week because we were talking about doing the Go-Go Girl bag, which I am working on at the moment. So there's lots of things I'm working on at the moment, can you tell? So this project's a little different, because usually when I ruche something with you, I always say to you to cut your strips on the bias. And if you do cut them on the bias, it's fantastic, because then you can spiral them into chrysanthemums, rosettes, different shapes, frills around clowns' necks, I don't know, whatever you're going to do. But in this case, we actually want to have our ruching straight, so we can actually cut our strips for ruching with the straight grain. They don't have to be on the bias. So this is our little kit that comes with the book, like that. So you're going to get everything that you need. This is not the strip of Liza Fix you're going to get. I dropped it on the other side of the room just before we went live, so I grabbed this bit of steamer seam to use. You'll be much happier with the bit that you've got in your kit, I'm quite sure. And you'll have the plain for the outside, and you'll also have this lovely big chunk of Melba Floral for the lining. Now with the lining, I'm going to tell you, use whatever you've got, because honestly you don't see it. You'll see just a little teeny weeny bit of it. Oh, what are we drawing in here? I don't know. What's that from? Do you know, I think that is the original diagrams. You know it is too. Look. If I go back a page. This is the magic of Cassandra, graphic designer extraordinaire. Look at that. She has managed to take, it says, I don't know how to make it 3D. And I would have been crying at the time. And she did, look. That's it, right there. Calling. Can we make it quick? Oh no, fine. Just stuff in the veggie patch. I'll have it all. Veggie patch. Ta, bye. Mum and Dad are coming around this morning. Dad's helping me in the veggie patch. It was an important phone call. I had to take it. All right, so that's look at that. That's the original. So you have, and you can see I've torn out 100 pages out of this one. That's all you can see of the lining. Just a little bit of a peep underneath. And that, yeah, there you go. All right. So if you're going to make some more of these, whatever you want to use on the lining, that's all you're going to see on the edge. So I'm going to pop these off to the side. And first of all, let's just have a look. You know what? I'm going to do this bit first. I want to go through the book first with you, because I'm keen to to make a new one myself. So I just want to explain how this construction all works with you. So you've got dimensions for the lining and for the outer bag in your calendar, or if you buy the pattern separately, you'll have it as well. So a lot of the time with my patterns, it's not in the calendar, but usually what we do is we put in a little cup of rule and ask you to read it through first, just because then it saves a lot of anxiety. You're thinking, well, but when's this going to happen, and when are we going to add this in, and why do I need to cut it to that side? It won't always make sense when you first read it through, but it gels with you better when you read it through as you're actually making the project. This is one of these cases that I wanted to show you what happens if you decide to go off and do something else, and also add in some other design ideas, because we create a flap in the middle of the instructions that gives you this sleeve on here. All right, so further down in the instructions, it tells you to draw a line that's 3 inches in from somewhere in here. Yeah, this diagram. It tells you to draw a line 3 inches in from the edges, and that is after we have sewn a seam. So with this print here, and I'm going to use my Under the Australian Sun Outback stripe this morning. He never gets enough attention, this guy, because he's like the poor cousin to the red and ivory one, but I really like this. I really like this one. I've popped this one and the olive flowering gum on special this morning, just a little bit, and just until midday Tuesday. So if you want to grab some, you can. I need to chop, don't I? Let me just chop this off. So I've actually got 2 bits here. Oh, maybe not yet. No. It's not going to be wide enough. Okay, just remember the instructions. All right, dimensions. Yeah, no. Got over a page. Yes, no, definitely. Don't cut them off yet. Okay, so I want to get, which one? I don't know. Probably this one in the middle. And to do that, I know that there's going to be a flap that's 3 inches plus, that goes around the edge, plus an extra 1/4 of an inch for the seam. So I need to go sort of, yeah, I don't know. That's going to be in the middle. You can see what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to work out what's going to be in the middle. Let's lay it over here. Now, is that going to be enough? I think not. We might go pea flower to there. So the whole piece has to be 24 inches wide. So if that's the case, that's going to go around there, and that's going to come round 3 1/4. So I'm going to measure, I just take that, I'm going to measure 3 1/4 out. What you might like to do if you're doing applique and you think you can get it on after you've made it up, then that might be the way to go. Or you make a mock-up one out of muslin like you would with dressmaking, and then measure out. Now, back down there. If you've got the full book cover pattern that enables you, Gorgeous Life you have, enables you to make your book cover any size, then you'll have even more of a chance to have a bit of a play around with it. Alright, so I think that's going to give me, if I sit this back here again, we're going to be pretty close anyway, just to show you that'll come around there like that. Okay, let's give it a go. So now the whole piece needs to be 24 inches wide. So I'm going to come across here, and this is where you can tell we've got this new studio position together in a hurry, because my board's upside down. Classic. Alright, so measure out here. So the dimensions in the pattern have been made for this standard A4 book size. Alright. we've got, I don't know how many more kits we can make up, because we've got, we got these books, and they're those beautiful Sparks Cumberland ones. This is like a nostalgic university thing for me. So we've got these beautiful books, but we had to order a lot, and we ordered them at the same time that we ordered the A5 size that we used for the soiree project and the autumn leaf book cover last year. So I don't know how many we can do, because we'd have to order a bazillion more. So we shall see. I'm just going to bring over my mat. I need to give this a little press. Okay, there we go. So have we all got a big day planned? Or is it a leave me alone, I'm going to sew all day kind of day? Oh, hi Jen. Don't know. Oh, hi. Could be one of those days. Alright, so there we go. That's that piece ready. So your applique is all going to go onto this, and I know that that's going to be in the middle. So if I was going to, let's just have a look. Yeah, so about at 7.5 inches would be the center of my panel. And then I need another piece for the lining. So I'm going to use that bit of Melba that I've got here and use that for mine. So we'll put it up here, pull this off to the right height. There we go, like that. And then this bit also needs to be the same width. So what I might do is, I'm just going to be naughty and iron this on my mat quickly so it doesn't buckle. And then I know this needs to be 24 as well. So I'm going to line it up on my mat. This works really well for me as a lefty. And trim that off. Don't do what I'm doing, will you? Do as I say, not as I do. You would be much better to open it all out so that you have one big long piece of that left over. Alright. I haven't added in to my book cover a little piece of ribbon to mark my book, but if you wanted to, you could, and you would actually pop it in. You would pin it up here so that it gets taken in between the cover and the lining, right in the middle of the spine, so it's easy to fold down through the pages in your book. Okay, so that's what, so it'd be right here when you're finished. So we're going to pop these two together. I always get a little, I get a little bit confused maybe, or I lose my confidence sometimes with things like this, especially when we're live on Facebook. Okay, the first page is all about the applique. Second page is about making this up. So what we're going to do now is actually sew down both ends of these on the short end. Right. So we've also got a camera set up over here. So we'll head across to the sewing machine. So Rosemary says she's got the family coming for lunch, then church. But she was at the folk, oh my goodness, yeah, big folk art festivals will take it out of you, I will say. So Barb's going to her daughter's farm. Deb Burt, good morning, happy Easter. They're having the kids and the brother over for lunch today. Thank you, Ruthie. I'll tell Rob happy birthday. Linda, no specials showing under calendar, only calendar items, including everyday advent. I will have a look for you, Linda, if Rob hasn't done already. But I've marked everything under calendar, so it should be there. But we can have a look for you. Obviously, I can't do it right now. Okay. So I'm just going to sew this. Now, we've got the wrong foot on. Come on. I took it inside yesterday, but that's okay. We have the technology. I will just use the 4, 3, 2. There. There we go. I will just use the foot and the foot plate that's on the machine. We have the technology. I can do that. Here we are. Are you having a look, handsome?
Yeah. Alright, so down one end. So really quick and easy to do. In fact, I'm going to say this would be a great little project to do with a little one. If they've got some notebooks or something that they would like to cover for school or a diary, this would be great. Art book, anything like that. So set the seam first. And we'll just trim that off. And then we'll turn it right side out. So it's really important to do that first because you want a really nice crisp edge. Because this edge that I'm folding here, this is going to be the edge of the flap on the inside. Alright, so that out nice and flat. Ginny, I want forewarning if you're going to jump up here. Okay, so maybe get your fingers, careful not to burn them, underneath. Do the other one. There we go. Oh, that took a while, didn't it? But you really do want that nice and crisp. If you wanted to top stitch that as well, you could. And you might even want to do, if you're doing plain fabric, like denim or something like that, you can use a decorative stitch. So that's what's going to show here down this edge, right? So now that that's done, we need to, for want of a better word, sew in the flaps. And these I've set up so that they're 3 inches. I'll get that nice and flat. Okay, so come through with something that
You want something that is kind of, it's going to disappear. So a fine pencil is going to be okay, or an iron-off pen. I'm going to use a Frixion. I'm going to mark it in at 3. So 3 down that side, like that. A lot of people ask me, can you add batting in? You'd want it to be really thin, and you'd want to have a really good full understanding of the pattern. I would make one up first, because I would surmise you might need to add up to ½ an inch extra to allow for the thickness on the cover. So it's going to be a little bit of trial and error. Again, maybe do a mock-up one first with a bit of calico or a scrap bit of fabric and the batting that you want to use, to be absolutely sure that you've got the measurements correct before you spend a lot of time doing a beautiful ornate quilted one, and then to have it not fit would be a crime, like a piece of clothing that you make and then it doesn't fit. All right, let's go back to the machine, and we're going to sew down these. You good, Rob? Right. Now you can see I'm a little bit wobbly there at the top. I might need to do it. Wait, no, we're going to stop there. I need to even these up just a little bit. I'm a bit off. A good girl would pin, wouldn't she? I don't want a particularly small stitch here. The big ones, I think, I'm going to get it. We'll take it up to 3, and we'll run through here. And down the other side. I am looking at the tension on my machine, and I think I've been a little negligent in some pre-settings that have been in here. They need to loosen off a little bit. Whoa, what's going on here? A little bit of a, there we go. Just got caught up on the edge. Right, there we go. So they're done. So we'll come back and just give this another little press. So this defines the width of our flap across here. Right, now this is where the magic happens, as the saying goes. So now we turn it back the other way, so it's inside out again, like that. So now our flaps are actually in here, and we need to get this edge now nice and flat and fold it on that seam. So I'm going to, at this point, I'm actually going to clip it like that. Just to hold it in place at each end, so that I know with the next step it's going to be sitting where I want it to sit. So I'll get all of that up and get that fold there and secure it. Same down this one.
like that. Then what we're going to do is actually sew right across one side here that's open, and that's going to be the top. And then we're going to sew across this one, but we're going to leave an opening to turn it through. So if you've already got applique or a feature or a directional print, just watch as you go and make sure that you close up the whole top and leave your opening down the bottom. All right, so we'll sew these across. Who said good afternoon? Good afternoon, Lorraine. It's not afternoon. Oh my goodness. All right, let's do this. So I'm going to sit it there. I can honestly say if my cover doesn't fit, it's because I've used a very generous 1/4 inch seam because I haven't got mine on. So my 1/4 inch foot on. So here what I've got is under here is that flap, and it's being taken in to this top edge as we go. Joan Basman, I got my number 20 foot on. Hello Melanie. I've got my 20 foot on, and if you see the edge of the fabric smack in the middle of the prong or whatever you want to call it on the right hand side, I'm told it's 1/4 inch. Who else is watching? Who'd be the same? No, I don't know who else is here. Debbie, you're still here. You'd be the same because I'm on a extra wide. Have I even got? Oh my lordy lord! Do you know? I'm going to write to Mr. Benina and tell him on the next model I want a sensor that reminds me to engage my dual feed, because I constantly, when I'm in a hurry, put my dual feed foot on, but I don't bring the lever down. Has anyone else got the same problem? Not the same problem. Jeannie, that's not funny. Figure eighting between my legs is not good. Okay. So this side I need to leave that 6 inch. Yeah, roughly 6 inch. You haven't got a lot of binding, so you haven't got batting or anything in here, so you can leave it quite thinned. Judy Bond, good morning. How are you? Did you get my message back? Good, I hope so. Sandra, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Who else is here? Tracy Fisher's here. Jenny Webb's here. I know it freaks some of you out when I say hello to you and you haven't actually left a comment, but it shows me who's watching. I can see who's here. How naughty is that? Jill Chisholm's here. See, I can do it all the time. Debbie Thomas says, happy birthday, Rob. Have a great day tomorrow. He'll probably scoff at that and go, I'll have breakfast and then I'll be back to work. Here we are. We've got the kids down today. We've got Philip and Amber coming down today, which is really exciting, for sleepover. And then they're going to give us a hand with a few bits. All right. Family affair. All right, I think my seam allowance is a bit generous. All right, I'm going to clip these corners, but no, not those. Oh, so little, because it's a book cover, and you're going to get a lot of wear and tear on these corners, particularly, you know, when you drop it on the floor. At least if this one doesn't fit, I've got another book inside that does. At least if it doesn't fit, I've got one I prepared earlier. Right, so now we're going to turn it through. Now you might get a little bit what's going on when you turn it through. A bit like a bag flap and things sometimes, because at this point, you could go either way. I'll put it on the overhead for you. You could go either way. So this is our front, but at the moment the flaps have come around this side. They will go either way. So it'll just be a case of flipping them over if they're to the lining side. So I'll just get my finger for now up in that corner, Make sure that's nice and sharp. Same with this one. Yeah. Oh, there's a bit of thread from a dodgy start. There we go. And that's got to go over to that side. Okay, now one thing I was chatting away too much and I didn't mention at the time. When you do your sewing down through all of the layers, or the 2 layers to create your flap, please keep in mind that that thread is going to show. So you'll want to choose a thread that's a really lovely colour that matches in or complements your fabric. So I used just a pale variegated greeny cream colour that just come out of my stash. But I'm sure you'll find it. You know, if you've made your January project, which is this one, if you've done this, I know you'll have left over thread because you get your whole spool of thread in that kit, and it's that lovely grey-green colour. It's going to work with lots and lots of different fabrics. So keep that one in mind because you'll have some left and then you can pull that out. You know, I was going to do the whole, look what we've done so far this morning. Easter bonnet. I can't, Easter bonnet. The Easter basket. That was between bonnet and basket. I can't find Miss February. She's in the building somewhere. She will surface at some point. But she needs to surface quick. But yeah, I can't find her at the moment, so I need to remake her.
May I interrupt?
Yes, you may.
Calendar was bringing up the YouTube videos for all the advent calendar, so I've had to go through and change them, so they've pulled them out. That's why someone couldn't see all the
products under today,
because it was bringing up all the calendar YouTube video pages that we're creating for the advent calendar.
Why? Oh, it's got nothing to do with the... Okay, well, it didn't yesterday, because I did them all. All right, thank you. Anyway, they were there.
Yeah, so people have seen there's a sneak peek that there's going to be videos associated with the calendars for this year, for the advent.
They weren't online. They should be offline. Okay, so we're all good?
We're good.
They couldn't see any of that, though. But there's no calendar. There's no calendar advents yet.
No, they just click on get the breakfast YouTube video that's there as a holder.
But they know they're getting it. Anyway, moving on. It's all good?
Yep.
Okay.
They shouldn't be live till December.
But they're not live. Okay, they were live, but there was nothing in them. Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're getting as an advent. They don't have a name or anything, do they?
No, they just have the breakfast video.
Oh, okay. It's fine. She's fine. All right. So, okay. So we're all good now?
Yep.
No, I've told everyone they're getting demos.
Well.
But there was nothing for them to see in the demo.
No.
No. Well, that's all right. We're doing that on Thursday night because we're launching on Thursday. So what's happened? Someone's clicked it by mistake and made it live.
No, but it's a glitch.
It's a glitch. I've never had a glitch before.
Because they shouldn't even be live until December.
It's a big glitch. So you've unglitched it?
Oh, I've hidden them.
He's hidden them. Okay.
And they're not tagged or anything.
I didn't see them yesterday.
No.
Something's happened overnight. There's been someone in there. So what Rob's saying is, which is fine, and we'll talk about it on Thursday night, because Thursday night we're launching the 2024 Advent Calendar. Now what we've already done is set up 25 links that link to a QR code. So this year with your Advent, when you open up your envelope each day, you'll be able to get your phone or your iPad, scan it over the QR code, you know, like you had to do when
when you used to register for COVID going into a restaurant, or when you, not the switcher, out, there's a tolerance level, and this not walking on the switcher. Yes, so like that. So you hold it over. If you have a Bernina, for example, you have your operator manual. There's a QR code for each of the feet, and you can go through and you can actually click on it and we'll take you to a demo. So we've set that up for this year's Advent, and in a glitch between yesterday and today,
it picked up
they were
calendar
all,
as a search word.
It picked up calendar as a search word, which it should not even be there. So that's really weird. Anyway, but we will talk more about that on Thursday night. So Advent will be going live to order at 7:55 on Thursday night. And I'm going to show you and demo for you, not the official demo on the QR code, but I'm going to show you the first project in the Advent. I'm going to show it to you, and we're going, because it's important that you have an idea of what you're going to be doing. Oh my God, take it outside before she cracks it. Rob's cuddling the cat, and I'm thinking, you're asking for trouble. Yeah, so we'll do that on Thursday. I'll show you the first one, and then it's up, and there is a special offer to order early and available till the 31st of May, and you're going to get to see that too. Exciting. All right, so I have turned through. I have given it all a bit of a press. There we are. You can tell I'm preoccupied this morning, can't you? Come on, tell me you can tell I'm preoccupied. I am. There's just so much going on in my head, and I'm missing a couple of things. Oh Lord, I've just remembered where one thing is. I was looking for my thimble for the last half hour before the show, and I put it somewhere when I was half asleep this morning before the first coffee, and I know where it is. And how am I going to get it while I'm on camera with you, because there might be children watching. You're going to have to, hang on a minute, I'm going to get it out now because I've just remembered where I put it. Don't laugh, it's not funny. What's the best spot to put your car key and your thimble, because you don't lose it. All right, will we take this one off, or we do that? There you go. You can see now I never I never sewed on the Banksia so I could take it off for demo purposes. Let's see how we went. I'm going to pop that one in this side. Oh, thank goodness that side fits. And then we'll fold it back a bit. I'm laughing. And that one goes in there. There we are. There you are. And I've got my pea flower. Oh my goodness, miracles happen. In the middle. So obviously I've just still got to sew up that little gap that I left to turn it through, but there's my cover done. Now we've been doing a lot of talking, a lot of sidetracking, a lot of other stuff. These are super fast to make. So if you grab your kit, I think the whole book cover pattern's offline at the moment, Rob. We might pop it back up. I'm not sure if it's up or not, but we will pop it up so that today, so it's there if you're watching. All right. Now with this one, of course, this one is different again because we've got our applique on the front with the one that comes with the calendar, and you've got full instructions on this. Robbie, on that table over there while you're here, can I have that notebook underneath that tub? Yeah, that one. Thanks. Thank you. So what happens with ruching, you can do it as its own identity, just as just a one-off. So a line of ruching looks fantastic. So I'm just grabbing a pen or two, or a texter. Ruching looks fantastic as a sprig of lavender or as a callistemon bottle brush on its own. So instead of this, and there is a ruching section on my YouTube channel under the Craft and Cook shows from a couple of years ago, probably more than a couple of years ago now. But instead of having them like this, if you've cut your ruching on the bias,
you can just use one strip of it, and that can be, you can add in some little straight stitches and maybe some little beads or little French knots, and you can make your own callistemon. Now we do a lot of stuff like this on the Australian version of my applique sampler, which will start again on the 1st of July on A Quilter's Life also. So you've got this, and then you can, you know, add your little leaves down it. So that's one option to use it for. The other way is to fill something in, and again, we're starting soon the Japanese Baltimore, and it's got a crane on it, and we use ruching to fill in the wings. But if you've got, I don't know that I can draw a bird on cue this morning, it might be a bit early for me. Oh, I think it's going to be a duck. I'm not sure. Could be a dove, could be a little duck, don't know. Let's do that. Chick, I don't know. But what you can do is also use it to fill in as a feature. So I think ruching, when it's fine, is also really good for filling in to create feathers. So what in this case, you can actually have a particular shape, which is what I've done with the Banksia, in a way to fill in a particular area to create a feature with it. And of course, one of the things that we commonly do is put it into a spiral to create pretty flowers like this. So there's lots of options. You can use it for lots of different things. It doesn't just have to be one of these traditional flowers that you use it for. Now what we do with the Banksia is fill in, for want of a better term, a long curved rectangle. So this is our little diagram here, and you can see this shape here. So you actually use the ruching to fill in a shape like this. And the great thing about doing this sort of work is you can do it before you put it onto your quilt or your book or whatever. And this is mine completely finished off here. So mine, oh, I've drawn this fatter than you actually need, and mine's probably just a little bit narrower than the one I've given you the diagram for, but you're going to get it close enough. Close enough is going to be good enough in this case. So it's a case of filling in this area, and instead of curving it or anything, we're cutting the strips straight, and then we're just using 4 of them up like this. Now this, I've plagiarized my own work with this one. This is a replica or a redo, I don't know what you call it, of a miniature quilt I did that I put in the Tasmanian Quilt Show. They had a miniature section. Tassie were fantastic for they were the, or they might still be, the best skill to put a miniature into. And one of the reasons that they started doing a miniature competition or category was because they were a little bit short on space and on quilt stands. So it kind of worked really well, and I was very lucky. I won. I don't know what I won. I don't remember now if I got first or second or something down there. I don't remember. But I've got a ribbon. I know I've got a ribbon. I know somewhere I've got a ribbon. And so this was a quilt. So if you have a look at the size of this and the size of this, you can see what I mean. This is an A4 book. This was my quilt, and it's had a lot of quilted Banksias and stuff. That's my fig jam moment for the morning. Quilted Banksias and stuff in the background. Yeah, so it's a really lovely little technique to use, to learn and use. And of course, as I said, the beauty is you tack it all onto a larger piece first with this shape drawn onto it, and then you can finish the whole thing off. I don't know what else I could do with this. You can, if I do that, it reminds me of something else. I'm not sure what. But you can finish the whole, oh, I know what it reminds me of. It reminds me of a really good piece of calamari. Looks like a cut squid ring. Yeah, so you can finish all that off and then sew it on mass. So I'll pop this up here. Now and I'm going to say suggested because it is a suggestion on what size pieces that you use. So you cut out this shape off the diagram and you add a 1/2 inch generous seam allowance right around the whole thing, okay? And then the pieces that I have used are 3/4 of an inch wide. So we'll get this bit here, and it says to cut 4 of them and to cut them 10 inches long. Now I've given you measurements as a guideline because I had to play with it, but if you just want to cut long bits and then you can always chop it off when it's the length that you want, you can do that too. They don't have to be cut to 10 centimeters if you don't want to. And I suppose for me the great thing about the fact it just worked perfectly with 10 centimeters, 10 inches, was that I knew you'd be able to get 4 strips across the width of your 42-inch fabric. And I just remember it's a joyous occasion when we're cutting lots of kits if it perfectly fits across the width of a bolt. It does. So, oh my goodness, you've got stacks of fabric in this kit because you only need, oh no, because we need to cut the background bit as well. But you have got heaps. All right, so 3/4 is not big, is it? It's tiny. So if you decide 3/4 of an inch, oh my goodness. If you decide that you would like to make them bigger, you can. I'm going to leave it up to you if you want to do bigger ones. Again, have a look at the Ruched Craft and Cook show. Excuse me, I'm not going to stand up to cut these. So you'll get 4 across here. And I'll just get one started for you now that I've found my thimble. What a wally. What a wally. There's nothing orange here, but you know it actually doesn't really matter. I'm going to use a little bit of this green. Because if you get your ruching nice and tight, you can't see the thread at all. Anyway, so I'll get that out. We are going to need a needle. I'm going to use a patchwork needle as a number 8 because you want a really good strong needle to do this work. And you're going to need an iron, and you need to be careful not to burn your fingers, please, as well. So with this bit, first thing we're going to do is fold each long side into the middle. Now a lot of the time when we're making straps and things, we talk about doing this fold first into the center so that we know exactly where the middle is to fold in each side, so it's all beautiful and even. With this sort of work it doesn't really matter, because as long as our strip does end up half the width we started with, it's okay. So just going to fold this over and give it a press, and I hope I've got enough heat going on without steam, because that's one thing that I can't see and has not made it back onto the set stand since we moved it, is my spray bottle. So fingers out of the way of the heat, and fingers crossed I can get this looking its best for you. So you can see you've just got to be really careful. This is where little steam irons come in very, very handy rather than the big ones. I'll just give that a little bit of a flap. Cool it off. And these ones are great, these birch ones, because they are steam as well. Just haven't got any water in. Okay. This is, when I stand up, I will just look for that spray bottle, but I'm sure I can show you how it works without. Oh my goodness, that is hot. Let me just stand up and have a look to see if I can see it. No, you know where it is. It'll be down, no. I got 3 weeks. 3 weeks until our Quilters Life members visit. You know, reality is we could probably open we could do it next week, and I know our members would just take us as they find us, and they will when they come. But there was a list. There was a list. Okay, that's going to do.
So you do need something to mark this with. Again, a soft grey lead that's going to rub off with wear was going to be really, really good to use. Or alternatively, an iron-off pen's going to be good. Pop that over there. Okay. And now we need to mark it, so where we're actually going to ruche it from. When I do a classic ruche, my pieces will be cut at 2 inches wide, and they'll be cut on the bias or on the cross grain, and we fold into the middle, so then it comes down to 1 inch, and we mark it at 1 inch intervals. That is the classic ruche. And I use that a lot, but in this case we're customizing it down to give us a really tight, densely packed Banksia head. So I've changed that a fair bit, and we've cut much smaller, and we've folded into the middle, and we're actually going to mark these at 1/2 inch intervals. Now I cut them at 3/4 inch wide, so it actually means that it's not an exact equal ruche. This is going to be a little bit longer than the width of the bias, or the strip, sorry, that I've cut, not on the bias, but it gives us a really nice densely packed ruche. So I'll just come through here, and I'm going to mark at 1/2 inch off my mat. So 1/2 inch down one side, that smoke is strong, isn't it, Rob?
Yeah.
We've got in West Gippsland, we are getting a lot of the smoke coming through from further down the line, sort of further down the line and up into the ranges. They're doing a lot of controlled burns, which is a good thing, that they've got the weather to do it. But on the other hand, it's very smoky, misty here this morning. So if you were me now and you suddenly find your water spray bottle, don't be tempted to use it, because I have just marked all this off with an iron-off pen. So if I did that now, I would lose the lot. Okay, nice strong thread for me, please. Make sure it's super nice and strong, and a good strong needle, piecing needle. If you use a thimble and you can't find it, please check it's not down your cleavage. That was Robert standing on the cat. Looking for the bottle, I can't use it, Rob. I've just said I can't use it. You can leave it here though.
It's no longer lost.
It's no longer lost. Just chuck it there. Ta. Right. Here we are. So we will just ruche this up, and I'm going to start on this side. Now, as I said, please have a look at YouTube, because this is really little, and I want you to sort of get an idea of how it works. You've got some nice little diagrams in the calendar, and I'll pop them in the project when we pop it up as an individual pattern. But you're going to stop, please stop just before the fold on the other side, and then this loop's going to come up and over and go in and under and come up again on the underneath. And what that's going to do is give you a loop over the edge, over that folded edge. So let me just, over that edge there, you can see that sitting up. That's when I pull that in, it pulls in the edge nice and tight. That is the trick to a super duper award-winning, if there was such a thing, ruche. If you're at Country Victoria today, Australia, Country Victoria, or for the weekend, please remember that the Kerrang Quilt Show is on. The beautiful Kerrang quilters have got their annual Easter quilt show on. It is a fantastic show, all for a good cause, and if you were there, please say hi for me, and we send our love and best wishes to Patty as well, who's had a little bit of a hiccup and she can't make the show. So I send, from all of us here, we send all our love up to Miss Patty.
and I'm sure the show will go really well. My non-quilting mates go to the Korean Quilt Show because they're all up there for the massive Easter tennis tournament. And none of them quilt, but they all go to the show and send me photos, and which just makes me jealous. I know what you're going to say, Lisa, you should just go and maybe we will. I always say that we will. I have been once. There you go. There you are. So we'll give it another tug. And it pulls us in a little bit more. So you can see that that ruche is starting to happen. So once you're confident with it, if you're sitting in your sewing room and you've got a load of other things to do, don't keep going. Pop it in a little bag, one of your little trio purses or something like that. Pop it in your out and about. No, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean the out and about bag, but in your bag you used to go out and about sewing with your friends. Pop it in a little basket ready for next to the couch, ready for sewing in front of the television. You've got a girlfriend coming over for a cuppa, then you have it on the kitchen table in a little bowl ready to go. Because once you get going, it's a little bit like crocheting or doing English paper piecing or a bit of, sort of hand big quilts, slow stitching. You don't need to think. It will just happen. And you can talk the leg off a chair like I'm doing to you at the moment, and you can keep doing it at the same time. And that will just make it that bit easier. All right, here's just give it another look. There you go. So it's starting to come together. And so what will happen is I will make this, stitch this so it's long enough to fill to the height of my little drawn on template onto the rest of my orange fabric. Allow a little bit extra at the top and bottom because you'll be able to easily tuck it under. And when you do make this up, a little bit of extra padding, it's in their instructions for you, a little bit of extra padding underneath is going to be a great option for you as well to consolidate, that's not the word I'm looking for, stabilize the shape. And then when you've finished all of the ruching and you've tacked it all on down onto your bit of fabric, and tacking is really easy and cool to do because you can hide all of your tacking stitches down through the folds on your ruching. So once this is all on, you've got that little bit of overhang top and bottom, you'll be able to flip over to the back and not only tack over all that 1/2 inch excess that you drew on around this template here, but you'll be able to fold down and tack down the ends of your 4 ruching strips at the same time. All right, so that'll give you this really perky, that to me looks like a really nice calamari salt and pepper roll that I would get at the Garfield pub for dinner. Look at that. Okay, so when that's done, you're all good, and then it's ready to pop onto your journal. Now with the journal as well, I went really easy. The threads are not included in the kit because I thought you're going to have something, and to put a whole spool in didn't make sense. If you are grabbing one of the kits or you've got one and you would like a full roll of the Suspago thread, then just let me know and I can organize that for you with your order or set it up for you with one. But to me, it's just a beautiful fresh green, and sometimes I think, do I really need to increase the price of a kit and put that in when you've probably got something that you can use at home anyway? But again, let me know. And I know a lot of you just like an excuse to add to your Suspago collection. I know what goes on. I do. I understand. So, oh, look at this mess. My goodness. So I've used chain stitch for the stem design on here and out to the leaves. And then I've also used a feather stitch, and that's in the instructions for you as well. So you've got those down here in the calendar. All right, a fly stitch, not feather, sorry. Margaret would kill me. Chain and fly stitch. A really easy way to put it on. Now this also works okay for a journal cover because we have used a batik. So obviously with the batik you have same front and back, and once it's stuck down it rarely lifts because it doesn't fray at all. If you are going to use, if you're using your own fabrics to do this, and you do want to use something else besides a raw edge, I'm going to throw something out at you. just to think about. You could actually ruche your leaves. So instead of doing these little zigzaggy Banksia leaves that I've done here, that's in the diagram, and fly stitch them down, you could also ruche it. So if I just get this, just do the same width as what we're doing for your flowers, and there's not really a curve on them, so you could still cut straight strips of these from the batik or any green that you're using, and you could actually do this as a ruched piece. So then the whole thing would be ruched. That's one option for you. And if not, if you really are not keen on doing them with a batik, or you've got your own stash, all I would suggest that you do is use a strip, probably again 3 inches, 3/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch wide, fold in the raw edges, fold down the top into a little point. Do you want me to draw what I'm talking about? So if you do this, it's probably a bit thicker than that. Let's just, there we go. So maybe what, 3/4, yeah, 3/4 maybe. How thick's this? 3/4. And then fold it down, and then the top though, maybe just fold in the top bit like that. Use that as your leaf, and then go through, and so now you've got no raw edges. You'd fold under that end bit too, slip stitch that down, and then you could just come through and do some straight stitches over the top like that, and that's going to give you a leaf that really well and truly still represents what a Banksia leaf would look like. Now of course the classic, the biggie is ruching the whole top of a waratah. And I'll just throw that out at you now, because we do that on the Australian version of my applique sampler as well, that we're doing again this year on A Quilter's Life. So again, can I draw it? It's very early in the day. Oh, let's not draw it in green, let's do it in red. Hang on. So we kind of ruche all of this up. We start at the top. There we go. So you can see there's a fair bit of ruching there going on. But that is a Banksia head, correct? Yes. And then over the top, well, two things. We lay down flat petals like this, okay? And then we bring 3D ones up over the ruching. Now you can't quite see those, I understand. Let me just try and... So then we bring 3D ones up and over. So it's so cool because you've got this whole ruched head, and then we bring some 3D ones over the top. So that's just another Aussie application. But besides that, lavender, wheat, pomegranate heads, all flowers, lilacs, all of it. It all works. Just remember, if you want to curve it, cut it on the bias to get the best result out of it. So I'm just going to now sit that back there, and you'll know when I take another photo of it, you'll go, oh, I know that Banksia is not sewn down, but I do want to leave it off for now because I just don't know. I might need to show someone else, or even when you get to come and visit and you want to have a closer look, you need to be able to do that so that you can see it. So I'm going to leave that like that. All right. Now, next month for calendar, if you're wondering what comes up next, we are staying with our autumn theme. And again, you'll see I have to still sew that down because again, I will need it to be able to turn it through repeatedly. But next month we're going on to maple for autumn, maple leaves, and then next month as well we have some delicious maple happening cookies. I'm going to say cookies because it's Canadian. And in the kit for this one, when I pop it up, you actually get your cookie cutter with your kit, and then you can use your cookie cutter to cut out your cookies, and then you can also use it for your quilting pattern on there. All right, so that's what we'll be doing. I say for next month, but it's actually for May, and I'm not sure where the 1st of May ends yet, but we'll see where that all fits and decide where we're going to do the show. But first and foremost, I look forward to seeing you on Thursday evening for our 2024 Advent launch. And with that, we'll go through Project 1, and I'm not going to do the full demo. I'm just going to show it to you so you can see what we're actually doing. But I do have a little demo for you on Thursday night, and it's actually just for a new cute little thing, another little treasure thing that you might like to. It almost falls into the chewy checkout category of something you might like to grab to do again with a little person, or get ready towards Christmas, or just to do and have hanging in your house. It'll look really, really cute. So I'm going to do that with you on Thursday night. And that project that I'm showing you was featured in the 2023 calendar, and it was very popular and people wanted a lot more, and I couldn't get them at the time, but now I have them. That's going to probably give away what it is. But yeah, so we'll be doing that on Thursday night, along with just a discussion on what's going to happen, and also a look at the early bird special. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this morning. What is the time? Oh, look out, the working bee people are about to arrive, I think. Now let me just have a check before I go. Sonia K, Debbie, Lynn, Maureen, Nancy's going to the beach. So let me do that again. Sonia K, Debbie, Lynn, Maureen, thank you for joining us. Nancy's off to the beach. Woohoo. I like going, I tell you what, I like going to the Garfield pub because I'm not yet a senior. I'm getting there, but I'm not quite there. But Rob is, and the friends that we usually go with are. So quite often I get to Swapsy and have the best seniors meal because I like the seniors meals. Sometimes more than I like the general menu, Lou. And it's a good pub. It is. Jeanette. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Purchased at maybe the Garfield op shop, actually, my jacket. Thanks, Pam. Thank you very much, Leslie. Yes, thank you for all your well wishes for Rob tomorrow. I shall pass them on, or he is listening, so he will know. Pam Stanton, Robin, Catherine, David, Rhonda, thank you. Jill says the CFA are also burning off in the Dandenongs. I believe it. I can't see them from here, but I do believe it. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. So Diane, Amanda, thank you. Melissa says she can smell it too in Cranny. Yes, in Cranbourne you would have it also. Melissa just got the new Travel Alyssa. Yes, they are gorgeous. Ah, thanks, Ange. Rob is on that. It's on his list to do today, but don't worry, the patterns will be. Sorry, I'm just switched to textile pantry. They will be going in the mail on Tuesday for you. Karen, thank you. Cheryl, Maria, Rhonda. I love the way you all apologise for being late. You are hilarious. Kathy, Bridget. Oh, look, you're all here. Thank you very much. Oh, Tracy Mildenhall, thank you very much for watching this morning. Yeah, Trace, get cracking on the UFOs. Absolutely. Ray, Kayleen. It's the best place, Barb, for a thimble. And my car key, because I've got one of those square ones. And never mind, let's just not go there anymore. I learnt that from Emma. I did. Oh, and special treat for Quilts Life members coming to your open day. Emma will be in the building. I have sucked up and coaxed her into being here, and she's very, well, I didn't have to. Of course I didn't have to. She said, yeah, I'll be there. So Emma will be here as well that day, which will be fantastic. Jill, thank you very much. I love the way you all can relate to where I had my thimble. Yes, the quilt behind me, Jill. I stole it. I don't know if that's true. I said I'm taking this. Is that stealing? That's forceful, positive thinking. I'm taking this, and I said it in simple English because Maria otherwise wouldn't understand my black humour, and I stole it. So this is Maria's beautiful quilt from Spain. It is a very modern take using my botanicals, and I think it deserves attention. I think I've had it up before, and it really does deserve full attention, our full attention sometimes this year, but for now I'm just enjoying it. Do you know what's really interesting about it too though, Jill? Is it's autumn colours, but she put it with black, and it works really well, so I love it. I do love it. Anyway, all right, all of you, go off and sew. Bake an Easter cake or something like that, or make some of the down under cookies from our calendar, and have a fantastic Easter. Happy Easter to you. Hope you have a fantastic day tomorrow. It's like one of those magical extra days, isn't it? Like Boxing Day or something tomorrow. I love it. So I hope you have a fantastic day tomorrow as well, and I look forward to seeing you all on Thursday evening, and I will see you at 8 p.m. The plan at the moment is to make the Advent live to order at 7:55, and I really hope that goes to plan. All right, so it'll be there at that point, okay? You will take care. Have a great day. Thank you very much for spending your Sunday morning with me. All right, take care. Bye.